Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, Flip Don't Flop. This is Adrian Donovan, and in this video we're going to be talking about the top finds in store of last week. If this is the kind of content you think you might like, please consider subscribing, leaving a comment. I would very much appreciate it. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get into the video. So for starters, we have this pair. This is a brand new pair of women's Brooks Addiction 14. This is kind of like a walking shoe. I paid $14 for this pair. They're also wide width, which is perfect because we can get more money for wide width shoes. You really don't find too many new sneakers in the thrift store, but whenever you do, it's definitely quite exciting. We should have no problem selling these for $90, maybe $100, considering they're wide width, maybe even a little bit more if we don't mind waiting a bit. But I think I'll probably price them at $90 to make them move a bit faster, because I have looked at the comps and seen that some have sold for a little bit cheaper. After fees and shipping, we should stand to profit about $55 on this pair. Very nice find. And next up, we have this pair. This is from the brand Free People. This model is called Mont Blanc. It's a really popular model, and I think it's probably the most popular model of Free People, if I'm not mistaken. At least it is the model that we sell the best. As you can see, it's kind of like a cutout, like booty or clog. They are in pretty good condition overall. They have a bit of discoloration on the toe here, but I do think we can clean this up with some leather honey. We paid $4 for this pair. You can see it says $8, but we bought this when they were half off. In this condition, I would probably expect to sell these for about $60. If they were in, of course, better condition, I'd probably shoot for maybe closer to $80. But in this condition, which they're not in bad condition, but they're not in great condition either, probably shoot for $60 for this pair. So after fees and shipping on this pair of Free People, we should expect to profit about $40. Next up is maybe one of my favorite brands to find. This is Lalakai. These are in great condition. This is a pair of men's flip-flops. We paid $6 for this pair in the thrift store. There really aren't many pairs of Lalakai that I pass up because it sells quite well. And in our thrift stores, they don't really price Lalakai high at all. It's usually pretty cheap. Sometimes it's $10, but I'll pay even $10 for most pairs of Lalakai. But this pair is actually pretty exceptional. Looking up comps of this one, so this is the Mia Ola model. And this pair, they sell for $70, $80 used. And with these being in such good condition, I don't see any problem pricing them on the higher end, so like $80. With that being said, for fees and shipping, we should stand to profit about $55 on this pair. That is incredible. And next up, guys, we have this brand, which, tell me if you've heard of it. I'm not even sure how to quite pronounce it. If it's M. Jimmy. It's not a brand that I find very often, but I do pick it up because it sells pretty well for us. And here is yet another pair of it. And another pair of it. I actually didn't find these all in the same store. I think 2 of them were in the same store, and then the other pair, of course, came from a different store. I can easily count the number of times I have found this brand on 2 hands over the course of the past nearly 6 years we've been reselling shoes. And it's always priced cheap. They don't know the value of this brand. There isn't really anything that special about these particular pairs, but they should still definitely sell for $50 to $60 each, especially this gray pair and the black pair, because these are in much better condition overall than like the beige pair. These have a bit of discoloration. Not only that, but you can see that it looks like they've been stretched a bit too much in the toe box area. It's like someone had a bit of a wider foot they were fitting in there. Stretched them out a bit. It's pretty common. Anyways, we gave $4 each for these. So after fees and shipping on these 3 pairs, we should stand to profit about $35 to $40 each. Just a few left to go over. Only had 8 pairs really that I wanted to talk about in this video that we found from last week. Part of why is because we didn't shop as many times as we did because we actually had a bit of overstock to process. Now this is a pair of Sass. This is San Antonio Shoemakers, is what that stands for. This brand, it's still really good. It used to be quite excellent, and I used to get pretty excited, honestly, every time I would find a pair of Sass. But I don't so much anymore because it doesn't sell for nearly as much as it used to. But this pair is extra special because these are brand new. As you can see, I paid $14 for these at the thrift store. This is kind of like a hiking sandal or some kind of sports sandal. Honestly, a pretty unusual find for Sass. I normally just find like their kind of lace-up sneakers or their loafers. I don't find like sandals of Sass hardly ever, to be honest. This is the Cub Athletic Sports Sandal model. These sell for actually $200 new on their site. I just looked them up. So yeah, with these being brand new, unfortunately these are narrow width. I can't get as much for narrow width as I can medium and especially wide width, but I will not pass these up for that price whatsoever. These should fetch for about 100 to 120 on the top end. The comps, they don't really suggest otherwise. After fees and shipping, we should stand to profit about $60 to $65 on this pair. And the last pair, guys, to talk about, we have a pair of Prada horse-bit loafers. This was a pair I was definitely quite excited to find. It has some kind of monogram or some kind of animal print. I can't quite tell what it is. But it does have the Prada here on the horse bit, which is a really nice touch. So the tag is $16.99. However, I bought these at a store where they had a sale going on, where they were 25% off. So that made it to where they were $12.74 for them. That is a phenomenal, phenomenal price. This is actually a pair that I would try to buy with online arbitrage. Pretty much any pair that is Prada or Gucci that says that it's Prada or Gucci on it is a pair that I really try to get with online arbitrage. But this is a lucky pair we found in store. We don't find much Prada and Gucci, as you may guess, like in the store. So whenever I find it, I'm definitely excited. They're for sure genuine. They are quite vintage, and they need a little bit of cleaning on the inside. But they're overall in really good condition. Like whoever had these did not wear them more than a couple of times. With these being a bit more vintage, they won't, of course, go for more than some pairs of Prada, but I can expect to sell these for 100, maybe 110. I can't see getting much more than these without sitting on them for longer than what I want to. So after fees and shipping, we should stand to profit about $65 or so on this pair. Really nice. Well, guys, it's going to pretty much wrap it up for this video. Hopefully going to have some better finds next week, but still this is not bad at all. Finding 8 pairs that are of this high quality, I'm not too disappointed. So kind of with looking at an overview, the total for all these pairs is $600. Of course, it's an average of $75 each. And the average profit is $47. That's really solid right there, no doubt about it. Usually with our top 8 to 10 finds, like in any given week, we normally profit about $50 per pair. It's always great to find pairs like this in the store, but of course, the business is really kind of structured upon bread and butter finds that is kind of like sustain the business day to day. But finding things like this are definitely nice and exciting. So yeah, I think it's going to pretty much wrap this video up. If you like this kind of content, please consider subscribing, leaving a comment. I would very much appreciate it, and I'll see you guys in the next video.